The final Texas Weather Roundup for 2023. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed to our Weather Center YouTube channel this year. We've seen tremendous growth, tremendous viewership, and made a lot of friends along the way. So thank you for that, and we're hoping to do the same in 2024. With that being said, could we be looking at a bit of snow as we start out the new year? Mama Nature may be playing nice to end 2023, but it doesn't look like she's going to be doing so to start off 2024. Let's talk about it in this Friday edition of the Texas Weather Roundup. Why, hello there. It is Friday, the 29th of December, 2023. I'm Texas Storm Baldy-in-Chief David Reimer. We are looking at relatively cool weather across at least the northern third to the northern two-thirds of Texas to conclude 2023 with a bit of a warm-up in the south, but that will be coming to an end as we get into next week and we begin to enter a more dynamic upper-level weather pattern scenario. After the cold air has been bottled up to the north and northeast for a while, things are about to get a little interesting, it looks like, as we get into January. But before we deal with any of that, let's talk about the next few days. First off, bit of fog this morning in the Concho Valley Hill Country, south central Texas. That'll burn off by about 9 to 10 a.m. Won't last too long after sunrise. For tonight, could see fog, patchy fog, across East Texas, down into the Rio Grande Valley. Tomorrow, we're going to see clouds increase across the western half of Texas as our next upper-level storm system and cold front approaches, but we do not expect precipitation in the state of Texas today or tomorrow. Today, beautiful for the final Friday of the year. It is going to be spectacular. If you're traveling throughout the state, well, good news. You're not going to be dealing with issues in the weather department. Now, if someone manages to crash into an armadillo, well, that's a whole different story, but not one we have to deal with. In terms of temperatures over the next 5 days, well, here's how we're looking today. It's going to be warming up across the western half of Texas with highs in the upper 50s to lower 60s, middle upper 60s in deep south Texas, with the cooler spots across far east Texas, the Arklatex, into the Golden Triangle, into the 50s this afternoon. As we head into Saturday, we're going to see a more significant warm-up across the state with upper 50s to lower 70s. It's going to be a pretty nice day, even with increasing cloud cover by the afternoon hours across the western half of Texas. It'll stay dry. Now, let's talk about New Year's Eve. Couple of notes. One, rain chances have decreased. It looks like we are going to probably stay mostly dry, maybe a few sprinkles across the eastern third of Texas, but at this point, the more measurable precipitation chances have decreased, meaning no washout. Your evening New Year's Eve plans should be good. Outside the chance for a few sprinkles, it'll be nice. Southern two-thirds of Texas, it's going to be warm Sunday morning into Sunday afternoon, with temperatures warming into the 60s, 70s, even low 80s in deep south Texas. But Crashy, the cold front's going to be making an intrusion Sunday evening. You can see high temperatures only in the 40s or 30s, perhaps in the Panhandle into West Texas Sunday. And again, these are from 6 a.m. onward Sunday. Some folks North Texas into the big country, high temperatures may occur around lunchtime fall as we get into the late afternoon hours. Better yet, let's just take a look at the latest cold front timing. This is going to be a model graphic from the North American model, taking a look at what we can expect as we get into the, here we go, evening and early morning hours, Sunday evening into Monday morning. You can see the cold front, and this is by 6 a.m. Monday, is going to be all the way down towards Laredo, Victoria, Houston Metro, with 20s and 30s across the northern half of Texas. Those are not wind chills. Those are the actual temperatures. Take another 10 degrees off for the wind chills. It's going to be cold Monday morning with sub-freezing air mass moving into the northern half of Texas. Cold front probably going to make it through the Metroplex, DFW Metroplex, Abilene, in time for early evening Sunday. So it's going to be cold. Northwestern half of Texas, northwestern two-thirds of Texas, plan on it being cold and windy with northwest winds by the time we get to midnight Monday, New Year's. Southeastern third of Texas, you're going to stay relatively, comparatively warm for New Year's Eve and New Year's festivities before Crash of the Cold Front arrives Monday morning, but it should again be mostly dry to completely dry. We'll have gusty northwest winds, that's for sure, once that front hits. So we get into Monday, high temperatures in the 40s, northern half of Texas, 50s, southern half of Texas, with 60s, low 70s. Monday morning along the immediate Texas Gulf Coast, deep south Texas, but as the cold front reaches the Rio Grande Valley, we'll see those temperatures drop off into the 50s and 60s Monday afternoon. And then on Tuesday, high temperatures is going to be cold, with highs only in the 40s, northern two-thirds of Texas, with the 60s, low 70s confined to the southern portion of Big Bend National Park, the Big Bend, and the immediate Rio Grande Valley, which takes us to our next storm system, and the first one of 2024. Now, let me start with this. Well, clearly, starting would have been beneficial here, but I didn't, so let's try that again. Let's start with this, and that this is a model. This is a long-range model, meaning the timing's going to change, the specifics are going to change. I'm just trying to show you this to give you a visual representation of what may occur with a upper-level storm system expected Tuesday afternoon through Wednesday afternoon across the state. It'll be a pretty fast mover, but way it looks now, could see moderate to heavy rain across the eastern half to the eastern third of Texas, with showers and maybe a few thunderstorms. This does not look like a severe thunderstorm setup. We're going to be too chilly for that, but we could see 1/2 to perhaps 2 inches of rain, eastern third, maybe the eastern half of Texas, Tuesday afternoon into Wednesday afternoon. Temperatures may be cold enough for some winter precipitation. Snow in the Panhandle, maybe parts of Texoma, but that is going to be highly dependent on the track of this storm system, how much cold air we have in place, and exactly where this precipitation sets up shop. But given that the cold front we just talked about is moving in Sunday night and Monday, we will have cold air in place, so this could get a little interesting for some folks. And with that, that'll be something we watch this weekend and get into early next week. In terms of what we're expecting for the first and second week of January, well, long weather model data suggests we're going to start getting colder, as one might expect in winter. Now, specifically, polar vortex, all that hoopla, we'll see. I mean, at some point, we're probably going to have one of our fun little cold snaps where it gets real cold and, the chance for some winter precipitation. That's typical almost every year in either January, February, sometimes even March. So at some point, we're probably going to be talking about some nasty cold and, the chance for ice and snow. But exactly how cold, how much snow and ice, that's just to be determined, and when. I mean, long-range weather models for every deterministic run that shows, temperatures in the single digits and 2 feet of snow, you have 80% of the ensembles or the same weather model initialized under slightly different parameters showing a completely different solution, a more reasonable solution, temperatures in the 30s, 40s, 50s with, sun in the sky. So again, just because some weather models may look scary does not necessarily mean that is the extreme solution that will occur. I'm not saying that's what we're looking at for, the first or second week of January, but in all likelihood, at some point, we're going to be dealing with some sort of winter mischief, just a matter of when and how bad. And at this point, that's not something we're going to be dealing with over the next 5 days, at least in terms of crazy cold, crazy snow. Bit of snow, yeah, we may be dealing with a bit of snow come Tuesday night, but that is something to deal with next week. For now, thank you for watching these Texas weather roundups. If all goes to plan, we'll have our next regularly scheduled video out Monday morning, the 1st of January. But if we need to, we can put something out on Sunday. We'll see. Y'all have a great weekend. Have a happy new year. God bless.